Let's get ready to rumble! St. Petersburg, Florida. The Royal Rumble is here, so now it is the road officially to WrestleMania. It's been a crazy week in WWE, but we're not about to go into every other detail that's going on right now. We're here to talk about the Royal Rumble. So let my co-hosts introduce themselves for today. Woo!
Hey, we up, Black Shaggy. I'm just here until I'm not. So yeah, let's get it popping.
All right, let's get right into it. St. Petersburg,
Hey,
Florida. The trop. Oh wait, I mean, well, I went too fast. I
Ah,
got my
oh,
calls.
beautiful.
I went too
Yeah.
fast.
Uh, yes, straight face 40. I'm here. Let's talk about the Rumble.
Yes, let's get right into it. The Royal Rumble, the Tropicana Dome, or Tropicana Field, I should be saying. Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and now Pat McAfee, back for commentary again, since we don't really see him a lot. So it was good to see him. It's better than Kevin Patrick. So, yeah, we started right off. Let's get into it. The Women's Royal Rumble match. We kicked off number one, Natalia, and number two, the return of Naomi, Trinity, whatever you want to call her. They did mention that she was the TNA Knockouts champion, given that she just lost her Hard to Kill a few weeks ago. Fans were happy to see Naomi. Same entrance, feel the glow, and fans chanting welcome back. So, thoughts on Naomi being back? Because there's a lot of things to run through this Rumble.
I didn't really know
Well,
how you want to break this down anyway. Like, are you about to go person by person, or are we just about to say our thoughts on the match? Like, what you trying to do?
Well, I could go through person by person and whatnot, but it'll be just real quick, and we'll give the thoughts. But because I'm not going to count every elimination and whatnot, but at least by numbers of Bayley being number three, Candice LeRae number four, number five TNA Knockouts champion Jordan Grace, that was another surprise. Six Indy Hartwell, seven Asuka, eight Ivy Nile, nine Katana Chance, 10 Bianca Belair, 11 Kyrie Sane, 12 Tegan Knox, 13 Kaden Carter, 14, Chelsea Green, 15, Piper Niven, 16, Xia Li, 17, Zelina Vega, 18, Maxine Dupree, 19, Nia Jax, 20, Shotzi, 21, Becky Lynch, 22, Alba Fire, 23, Shayna Baszler, 24, Valhalla, 25, Mia Yim, 26, Zoe Stark, 27, Roxy, 28, debut of Jade Cargill, 29, Tiffany Stratton, and 30, return of Liv Morgan. Well, I guess thoughts on all of the Rumble, because it is a lot to break down here. So, what are your thoughts? Who wants to kick it off first?
Well, when I said that, I thought you were gonna like you just did by Naomi. Like you said her name, then we would talk about it. Blah blah blah. Like, but you
But
just broke down
let's
all.
go.
All right, that's fine. Whatever.
We've gone through the numbers. Let's go into it. Naomi there right now. What do y'all think about her coming back to the WWE, given that we already kind of knew this was going to happen?
Well, it was cool, man. I mean, my thoughts on Naomi herself coming back. Yeah, it was pretty much expected, but it didn't make it any less cool to see her. I mean, fans ate it up, and she kind of set the tone for a lot of what made this Rumble for me better than the men's Rumble. And one of those things was surprises, returns, debuts, whatever. And yeah, it was cool to see her, man. She got her stuff in. She was the Iron Woman until Bayley won, and hey, good for her. We love Naomi over here, bro.
oh yeah, I got the same feeling. It's just um, we all knew it when she was coming back, but at the same time that like Steven said, it didn't make it less cool. It didn't make it less eventful. Like I said that I popped for it, and the crowd, that was one of the loudest pops of the night. To be honest with you, you know. But yeah, that was a good surprise. And like you said, she stayed there for like probably over 50 minutes, really. And
60. She went a
that's
whole.
what
She went
really
over an hour.
yeah. So I'm sitting here glad about that. To be honest with you, I'm like, oh man, this what's up because you know this is a good telltale sign that they gonna treat her a little better than what they treated her the last ride.
Yeah, new management. So
That's true.
yeah,
So I think,
fully
yeah,
expecting
that's
this to
that's
go
true.
better than last time.
Yep, and it
You
looks like
know,
she's gonna be on her own anyway. So I think there's a good chance she will do good. Yeah, like I said, she was in the Rumble for over an hour. The overall Rumble itself, I thought the Rumble was very good. Um, it's like I was excited through the beginning of it, but I do feel like midway through I was kind of tuning in and out of the Rumble until they got to like the 20 numbers, and later on, that's when things kind of got more interesting.
See,
Um,
that was me in the men's rumble. I didn't really feel that for this one, but I definitely felt that in the men's rumble.
I
I felt
felt,
it too.
no, I
Oh,
felt it for this one. I definitely felt it.
I
I liked it the mid rumble over storyline purposes because of this one. It didn't give me that. It just gave me random bodies. You know, and that's all
Like,
it kept
what?
on.
There was no story in this one. Hold on. I got to push
It
back
really
on that.
wasn't.
This one had
That's
all the
about
story.
it.
What you talking about? What?
Nah, see, I have to disagree because outside of the Bailey, it's a all right. Then cool. Let me rephrase it. All right, cool. It's a storyline that I really particularly probably didn't care about over
Okay,
Bailey.
well that's
It was
different.
Bailey the only one that I really like looked at like, all right, cool. And she ended up winning the Royal Rumble. So it was like, all right, this Rumble seemed like it was built around let's get Bailey to the WrestleMania. All right, with everybody else, all the other bodies coming in. All right, cool. All right, the debut of Jade it made her look like a total star. Lasted making her the last three. All right, that was one. Becky, Becky, I didn't really like. I don't know what she was there. Like she was the like. I don't know what's her story. Like was she? I don't know. I just really don't. I just Becky is just a question mark to me until we get to WrestleMania. I like. I just saw a whole bunch of random bodies. Zia Lee, the Maxine Dupree, Valhalla. It's like I don't know, man. I just saw a whole bunch of random bodies in this Royal Rumble.
Now, both
um
things can be true at once, though. Like, I mean, yeah, you're right because they filled it up, but I mean that was kind of my issue with both rumbles in general is that they didn't announce a lot of people, so that made me think going into it. All right, so that means we're leaving a lot of spots open for I don't know surprises, debuts, returns, legends,
Mhm.
whatever, and we didn't really get that. And especially in the men's rumble, I thought that was egregious because it's like, well, if this was going to be what y'all was going to do with it then why didn't you just announce everybody so we weren't expecting something else? But for me, why I like the women's rumble more than the men's is there was so much in this match that could spawn into something else. And that's where I came from, where I was like, this one had all the story where the main event was really just about Punk and Cody, while this one did the whole damage control angle. They did Bianca and I mean, we're obviously not going to get that, but like the teases between Bianca and Jordan, the teases with Jordan and Trinity because of what they had going on. Then later on, Nia Jax came out, started clearing the field till Becky came out because they got their little feud going on. Becky and Nia Jax thing going on, but even Becky wasn't enough to get her out of there. Then they use that to get Jade over because when Jade comes out, she chucks her out like a sack of potatoes. And then on top of that, Jade is the one to eliminate Becky and Naomi. Then Jade has to stare down with Bianca Belair. Then Liv Morgan comes out. She wants a shot at Rhea Ripley because she was the one who took her out in the first place. So now she's out here and then she's desperate to get this win. She tosses Jade out and then this left debate. Like I thought this one had all this stuff in it as opposed to the men's joint. So when you said that, I was like, oh. But on the other hand, they did in true Royal Rumble fashion fill it with a whole bunch of people who you knew weren't going to win. On top of that, like I told Bryce, even though I like this one better than the men's, it was better booked than better worked because the men's was better worked because a lot of these women in here shouldn't have been in here if we're keeping it a buck. But at the same time, it's like I didn't even really care about that by the end of it because I got all the moments, I got all the exchanges, I got all the story out of this that I needed from it for it to be like a successful Royal Rumble as opposed to the main event where I just felt kind of by the end of it I was like, oh okay. Although I will say in both Rumbles I feel like number 30 was wrong. I think Punk should have been 30 in the men's, and Jade should have been 30 in the women's because she was going to get the pop, bro. Like, Liv Morgan is cool, and I like what they did with her to an extent, but at the same time, it's like, Jade's going to be the one to get the pop. Like, why is she not number 30 in this match? And we gave it to Liv, knowing full well people have been clamoring and waiting for this Jade debut, and we just never got that. But I really ain't got no complaints. I mean, outside of the people who shouldn't have been in this match because they're not very good, outside of that, yeah, I walked out of this like this is my favorite thing on the whole show.
Yeah, I do agree, disagree. Like, I didn't really have much problem with the Rumble. I thought it was good. It's like I said, it had its bright spots, like you said, especially towards the end when it comes to storyline purposes. And yeah, we did get some surprises, kind of like in the get go at first, because like you said, we got the return of Naomi. Like I said, Jordan Grace was surprised, and they did acknowledge TNA a few times more on commentary and whatnot. And I thought she had a pretty good little good run in Rumble and whatnot. Make TNA look good. But it was like to a point, like you said, it was just random bodies coming out unless till someone important comes out there and then something's going on. Because I was like you said, when you see like Maxine Dupree or I don't know Candice LeRae, Tegan Knox, I'm just kind of like whatever throughout half the time. I will say the Chelsea Green spot with her getting squished all over the place was pretty funny because she was like getting like murdered out there until like Becky just kind of like patted her on the head saying bye bye and then just kicking her out of there. But like it was like a whole bunch of stuff. Like Xia Li, I didn't even know she was still there. Does anybody know what Zelina Vega was in her entrance? Was this another Street Fighter character or I don't know?
No, I think it's for anime, and I was trying this morning to try to think so hard when I was what made me stop thinking about it when they started cracking jokes on the commentary. They had me rolling. My Corey Gray talking about some man, my Cole wear that in his hot tub. Ooh, I was like, oh my goodness. Then Pat McAfee talking about some with a glass of whiskey. Ooh, I was like, my goodness, these niggas stupid, bro. I was rolling because I didn't know what that stuff was. I thought it was more anime. I'm like,
Like
I would have recognized it right off the back. It was some type of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat type of thing. I would have instantly recognized it, but I didn't recognize that. Like, what was that? See, but you know?
I'm looking up on her IG to see if she did a reference pic or something. Cause yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
immediately know what it was either.
yeah. But nah, what made me stop thinking about Spud? Those boys are cracking jokes on the commentary. I saw busting up laughing.
because I didn't know what she was to be honest. Like I really didn't know, so I didn't know that.
Apparently, it's a Fortnite thing. Apparently, and I guess
Huh?
that's why I didn't know. He said apparently it's a Fortnite thing.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
Fortnite. Okay, all right, I understand. I don't know that. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
if I
know
was
either.
watching it with my little cousins, they probably would have told me right off the back.
Yeah, because like
I
I
don't play
didn't know
Fortnite,
that.
so I ain't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
What you say?
I thought the KFC Logan thing with Truth was obviously funny.
That
Truth
was
is
funny.
super
Yeah,
over
that
right
was.
now.
He is. And first of all, he always been. And I don't remember a time that he really wasn't. This man is just funny all the time to me. He's just stupid. And like, yeah, that whole other thing was funny and stuff. I'm like, don't get me wrong, Steven. I'm like, I probably, sound like I didn't like the match. No, I enjoyed the match. I just enjoyed the main event better. That's what I was basically saying. I enjoyed the main event better than what I enjoyed this one. Because most of my time when I was watching the women Royal Rumble was I was waiting, for the people that I was waiting for, and the people I was waiting for were towards the end. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I guess I gotta, get past all these people first before I get to the people that I really need to focus on: the Becky Lynch, the Nia Jax, the Jade Cargill, the other entrances, like the surprise. Like I ain't no Liv for coming back. They ain't say nothing about it. So,
Yeah, she didn't bring the
so I
weave
That's
said,
so
either, but
wild, bro. Because that's exactly how
yeah,
I felt in the main event. That's crazy.
That number 30, I was a little on and off with the Liv part, but I'm like, well, Liv didn't bring the weed with her, but I'm like, well, it was a nice surprise to see her back at the same time. And just, I didn't really expect her to be out there. But like everyone else, I feel like Nia Jax obviously was cleaning house, so I thought that was good. They
Yeah, that
made her
was
look
good.
like a monster
Yeah, come
out
on.
there.
Yeah, yeah, that was a good thing. That was very good
Uh,
that they made it
I
look
like
like a monster.
I like to also add they kind of spoiled one of the NXT people at the beginning of the show. They spoiled
What
Roxy's one because if you go back and look when they were showing like people arriving to the building
happened?
and Randy Orton was out there, kind of
Roxy, you
walking
can see Roxy. You can see
Titantron.
Roxy was like working out or something, stretching or something like that.
Well, yeah, I saw her Titantron. That's what gave it away. They played a Titantron
Oh,
walking around. That gave it away.
She, yeah, she was
and
also stretching.
so they had people stretching and stuff where they were
Mhm.
showing the stuff. Hey, I wanted to know y'all take on this. The new look. It looked more sports based to me. I swear it does. It's like what they doing in the backstage, like having people. Oh man, yeah, Randy Orton, woo woo woo, 16 time. I'm like, man, this seems more like how I watch NBA Countdown or NFL, you know, an NFL show before the game come on. And I felt that, yesterday. I don't know if y'all looked at it like that, but I looked at it like that.
It
I
did
see it.
feel kind of all starry, if that
You
makes
you
sense.
oh more also yeah it does all see
Yeah,
perfect.
doing like the interviews, pre-match or pre-show interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, it did kind of feel like more of a sport, and I guess that's maybe like a what is it called, TKO thing. Maybe they're
Mm-hmm.
bringing in more of that
Agreed.
influence to sports entertainment. I guess bringing more sports into sports entertainment.
I did notice that even with the clock they had for some of the people on the upper left hand of the screen, telling
Yep.
how much time people were within the Royal.
Time, you're right. When they ever did that? You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't never. We have to guess. Like, man, hold on. Wait a second. Dude been in there for a very long time. That's how we used to do it back in the day. We ain't have the clock.
That's true. That is true. I would say also, I know we already talked about Jade. Giving her overall, what you think about just the whole debut? Because they made her look strong. Like she eliminated Nia Jax. They made her look strong as possible within the Royal Rumble. Because I already heard about the press conference and them taking a shot at AEW anyways when it comes to Jade, but
Oh,
like overall performance, I guess with Jade making her Royal Rumble debut and general WWE debut
I
in
mean,
ring.
Pat
outside of her winning, you
McAfee.
can't get a better debut than this.
Yeah,
Like,
Pat McAfee
Sir.
said it best, bro.
they
Oh my god.
the
He said
thing.
it. He's like, hey, see, when you tell me, you tell somebody to create a wrestler, a superstar wrestler, and you say, all right, here you go, Jay Cargill. I'm like, you right, Pat, because what you want? What you want? You want her to be strong, agile, quick, and quick to learn. All right,
Man, but
cool. You also want her to be a marketable person that you could just plaster on posters and put her everywhere. Well, you got it right there. You could make her into a movie star. You can do it. Like what more do you want? I think they
she literally
man look what you
like
got the superstars, man. WWE is strictly on the road right now. They hit it out the park. They end up getting that boy. Well, what that man name over there? Okada.
mhm.
It,
We
I
don't know
could
if he's signed yet though.
no. I just said if. That's what I'm saying. If they end up
Oh, if
doing that,
right.
Mhm.
my goodness, that they on the road.
So
It,
it, first of all, I
True.
want to say
Also Rumble. Go ahead. You go ahead.
I was gonna say first off, I want to say Jade Cargill is a female Terminator. That's the way that they're making her look. She looks like a Terminator, built crazy, nonstop, just straight up strength. And another thing that I like about Jade Cargill, me and Bryce had this conversation. I might have said it on one of these chats before. Um, always said, like, like the way that they brought in Cody Rhodes, they're not gonna do that for everybody coming into from AEW. They're not gonna do that. CM Punk will get that type of shit, but like, the way Cody Rhodes comes, like nobody's gonna do that. And then Jay Cargill literally comes in and does basically that. Like the way she came into the Royal Rumble, she got one of the biggest pops, male or
Mm-hmm.
women, men's or women. So it was like a crazy thing to see. Not to mention the way that she like she stole the show because not she took Nia Jax out last year. It took 11 women. She did it by herself by lifting her up and throwing her out. Not
Right.
some cute
Man,
way. I gotta drop the rope and she jumped.
she
So
picked
no, I'm
that
gonna pick
woman
you up and
up and
throw you out.
said, my
And
God.
then of course, just as much as you said with Pat McAfee creating a perfect wrestler, a few years before they were saying the same thing about a woman, Bianca Belair. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that match that should be WrestleMania for Bianca, because neither one of them are probably gonna go for a title at WrestleMania. Maybe, we don't know. But if they don't, shit, just get it out the way. Go ahead and do it.
How about this? Put them in a chamber. That's a little teaser for
Oh
anybody who
yeah.
want to wait for WrestleMania.
Forget
That could
about
be
the
a little
chamber.
teaser. Uh, huh? No, you can just put them in there. Go out here, and then you can have the wrestle with WrestleMania. You can just
Damn.
keep on teasing it until we get to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Damn, I forget about the chamber too. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, you put them in the chamber. Teasing, like had them wrestle for a little minute, but somebody else gonna come in and break it up. Bam,
Yeah.
the third person.
Because
you
literally,
know,
the way I see it, man, the way she came in, fuck NXT, throw her on the main roster. I think, man, but I think putting her on NXT right now would only dampen her rise, where I feel like she could have a really meteoric rise if she hits the main roster. And then again, if she's in an elimination chamber first, wow, that would be intense. And I think it's deserved. She literally has the look of what not only Vince but what WWE wants. So I think this is a good look.
That's
yeah,
true. I, I will say also, what do y'all think about Bailey winning the Rumble in general? I will say I had a feeling it was going to happen given the video package they played on SmackDown, basically talking about her whole career and given the whole story they got going on with Damage Control right now. They have really done their best to try to make them look as powerful, especially with most of the gold right now, and making them look powerful as possible because I feel like they've sucked since day one. But they have desperately tried to get this over, and it looks like it's working. But good for Bailey though, especially because when it comes to the four horsewomen, sometimes Bailey don't get enough credit and whatnot. So it is good to see her get actual credit because now it's like no, not all the four horsewomen have won the Royal Rumble. We know Becky's run the Rumble. We know Charlotte's run the Rumble. I don't think Sasha ever won a Rumble, but I know
no,
people kind of cast Bailey sometimes to the side. So it's good to see Bailey, get the credit here. But she most likely will be facing EO, and this whole damage control thing is gonna break up and
Mhm.
whatnot.
yeah.
So
I kind of figured that it was gonna happen anyway, and so like that was the only sensible thing that I saw that you could do that's had a real legit storyline that we could continue the storyline to WrestleMania. So I'm like, yeah, Bailey got the win. I was like, all right, cool. I was cool with it. You know, I didn't really don't have too much to say about it. But like, congratulations, Bailey. I kind of figured that she was gonna do it.
Yeah, I think this is a good look for Bailey. She deserves it. Again, another one of them wrestlers that's been going at it for years, and deserves kind of like that push or that chance to main event at WrestleMania. And I think this is a cool way for her to do it. Again, her and EO Sky. Y'all know I love me some EO. Um, and yeah, I think there's gonna be a great WrestleMania match. I have no qualms with who won. Either match actually, for real.
Yeah, Bailey for me, like dude said, she deserves it, man. Like when you think about all she's done, literally, and I actually could say this about Sasha too. Really, all of Bailey's accomplishments on main roster have been to put other people over. So it was cool that she finally gets one for her where she can just stand on that. Like, because outside of Take Over Brooklyn, it's like when you think of Bailey, like, what do you think about on the main roster? You just think about all the dope matches she's had with people where she's putting them over, making them look good, even though like her and Sasha and Asuka carried this company through the pandemic. And it's like, yeah, you need to give her something to reward her for that. For like all this time, she's been consistent. Like, and in my opinion, the best of the four horsewomen as a complete package. But it's just like, dude, it's time we got here. And what I really liked about this Rumble is at the end of it, it really felt like you could tell a story with any of the people who were left. And that was really important for me, especially comparing it to the main event, where it's like, well, we only built this Rumble on Cody and Punk. Like, so if somebody else won, it would feel like it's out of nowhere. Where with the women's match, to me, it was like, oh, Jade's here, Bianca's here, Liv is here, Bailey's here. Like, you can make a case for any of them. Like, Naomi's here. Like, it it felt like it could have gone any direction storyline wise, and it still would have made sense. But in the end, it's like, yeah, but Bailey's got to win this, and she was my pick to win for like weeks now, and I'm so glad that she freaking won because, like I said, she deserves it, man. Like sometimes you just gotta give people, you just gotta give them their flowers, bro. And I ain't got no problems with it.
Yep, definitely good stuff though. But moving on from the women's Royal Rumble though, we now move on, which I actually surprised this match was next. The WWE title on the line: Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton versus AJ Styles, or Aces and Eight AJ Styles out there, Evil Ways
I
versus
did
LA
like that.
versus LA Knight. And this match was brought to you by Slim Jim, who somehow got back, but we're not going to go into that part right now. My whole thought on this whole match, um, I I don't know. I feel like I care, but I didn't care at the same time because one, I already knew Roman was gonna win. Obviously, I knew somehow it'd be some bloodline shenanigans get involved,
Mhm.
which it did. I will say I was wrong about LA Knight getting pinned. I thought he was gonna take the pinfall out of this whole thing because I knew they weren't gonna pin Randy Orton, given he just came back, and AJ is trying to be like Evil Ways AJ from 2013 again. So I didn't think he was. I was a little bit surprised by that, but it's like I just didn't care because it's like Roman's winning, and we got to keep continuing this bullshit ass title reign and whatnot. Which even me and Steven said before, and anybody, hey, if you agree with this and that, I'll die on that hill saying like they should have pulled the trigger last year at WrestleMania and taken the title off him. So it's like going into this match, it's like it wasn't bad. Like it started off good, but then like it just kind of goes on. You get your near falls, you get the bloodline shenanigans and whatnot, and then Roman wins, rinse, repeat. You can kind of combat that Roman did do at least on his own this time, because
Oh,
yes,
did he?
Solo was involved, but he wasn't involved in the finish of it because it ended up being AJ was gonna go phenomenal forearm. LA Knight got pushed in the ropes and whatnot. Well, not, no, wrong way around. I'm sorry. No, I'm right. But like, what was it? I think LA Knight got speared, if I'm not mistaken. No, yeah, LA Knight was Superman punch, then speared AJ Styles, then won the match. So yeah, Roman retains, but it's like at the same time, it feels like a rinse and repeat at this point when it comes to these Roman matches, and it's been said like that after a while now. So I am not surprised by any of this, but this is just once again, we got to keep continuing this damn title reign that looks like it goes on forever to the point I just don't care anymore. But that's my take. Who would like to go next?
I want to go next. I, wa- I want to go next season. I have to because it was so many things I would just have. So I had you know bad feelings about it. I just knew that he was going to win by shenanigans because it was shenanigans, bro. Look, remember when Soto came out, the pinfall was going to happen. The three were going to happen, and then when Soto came out, so I can't say he won that clean because the match would have been over if he never pulled the referee out. So he didn't win that match clean. He never wins his match clean, and then that's the next part I want to go to because Michael Cole, I guess he's a surrogate now to try to you know bash us who complains about the title reign. I don't know if y'all were hearing the commentary, but how Michael Cole was just, oh man, I hear people complaining about the title reign and Roman Reigns this and Roman Reigns that. Like, bro, yeah, you talking to us, the people who do complain about the title reign, because I it should have been over with. It should have been over with a long time ago. And so, of course, we over here complaining about it. And then, did y'all hear the dead silence after the pinfall? You could hear a mouth pistol on CODY. That's how silent that whole crowd became. They just looked like, okay, man, let's get on with the next match. Let's get on with the next match. And they kind of had a feeling that was going to happen because they put it on second. They put it on before the Logan Paul
Damn.
Kevin Owens match. That's how you knew they were going to get that reaction. They knew they were going to get that reaction. That silent reaction. Everybody just mad, just looking like, come on now, for real.
So, a couple things. First of all, I'm bored as fuck of this whole reign. Again, like y'all said, he's never won a match mano a mano. What's the point? I could see if it was like if there was convincing match after match after match that makes this reign feel like a reign. I could see if it was some matches shenanigans, but some of these matches were like, whew, he won by the skin of his teeth, but he won. Every match is like, oh yeah, his cousin's gonna come in and save the day. For 3 years straight now. What is this? 2 years? I forget how long. So
3 years, bro. 3 years.
so
Yeah.
like literally it's like, what are we doing here? Hulk Hogan had a better title reign than him. I'ma say it.
Oh man.
Because at least he won his shit by himself.
Yeah,
Like I
true
could
that.
see,
True
like
that.
it's so I'm like I can see if the first year was cousin shenanigans, and then like there's it's the same match. It's just like what Brad said, carbon copy. You do the same match and you repeat it every fucking WrestleMania, every fucking SummerSlam, every fucking Royal Rumble, every fucking Survivor Series, and I'm tired of it. All right, like
Mm-hmm.
that nigga Roman could stop wrestling for 3 years for all I give a fuck, and I'd be completely okay with it. I need to miss you. I'm getting the same fatigue that I had with John Cena at like for a while, where like it was just like I'm not getting nothing from him. And then he went away, did movies, and then he came back. And I'm like, damn, I miss John Cena. Fuck, this is great. You know what I mean? I get to see John Cena on the screen again. Same thing with The Rock. Same thing with a lot of these wrestlers. But Roman Reigns, more than anybody that I've ever seen in wrestling, I just don't need to see for like a solid year or two, because unless you do something differently, and unless he starts like really being the beast that he said he was gonna be when him and Paul Heyman tag teamed up, that like I haven't seen a beast. I just seen a nigga who hides behind his cousins. That's all I see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bored. Cody Rhodes has been back for less than a year, almost a year, maybe a year or two. I forget how long. He's had way better matches than Roman Reigns had.
Over a year.
Over a year. Like, nigga, what are you doing, bro? So that was my first part. Secondly, we haven't talked about it, but I want to make a wager. How much you want to bet that since certain things have happened and certain people are no longer have any creative power, that Roman Reigns' reign is going to end very soon. I think it is going to end at WrestleMania. I don't think he's going to beat Hulk Hogan's record. I think, like, man, I would like for it to end at Elimination Chamber if if it could. I don't even need to see that nigga at WrestleMania again.
To be honest with you, I wouldn't even mind if it ended at Elimination Chamber. I'm with you
Because
on Steve. On that, Steve. Real talk. I don't
because
care.
that
At this
because
point.
that would be more
They
of a
can.
swerve than anything. Like you want to swerve the fuck out of your crowd, he loses it at Elimination Chamber. You give us CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. Now that is a swerve, but I
Woohoo!
know that's not going to happen. But I know that's not going to happen.
I
So
know. See, how you tease me like that though, man? Dang, I want that.
it would be amazing, and it would be like you want to bring fan engagement back in. The fans would be like, I don't know what's going to happen now. What's gonna happen at this WrestleMania? Because if we have WrestleMania the way that it is now, all right, cool. Roman Reigns loses at Elimination Chamber. Now him and The Rock can have their WrestleMania main event. I'm sorry,
Go ahead.
ladies, y'all gonna have to take this L this year because it'll be Roman Reigns versus The Rock in night one, or it'll be CM Punk versus Cody in night one and Roman Reigns versus The Rock in night two. And now we all happy as fans. But they're not going to do that. It's going to be Roman Reigns versus somebody at WrestleMania. And we all know Roman Reigns is going to lose, and it's going to be another boring match because of that, no matter what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't, like, I don't know. I'm bored. That's my whole synopsis. I'm bored because I know what's going to happen. I'm
I
bored.
just, I'm just tired of it. I really am. I just so tired of this reign now. It's like it's to the point that I didn't even really pay attention to most of this match. You know, I was so mad that most of these guys, man, I messed with all these guys, man. AJ, man, Randy, LA. I messed with all these guys. It just seemed like I just could not get in tune with this match, man. I just could not get in tune with it. I was just like, I get it over with. Let's
Yeah.
see what's going on with the Logan Paul and Kevin Owens match. And
That was more
I
so.
don't care, man. I don't care if it ended on a random ass Raw. I don't care. Just
Literally,
end it
like,
already. For real.
just end it. I don't care if he got to, like,
I,
vacate it. He's like, he could just be tired and just vacate the bitch. I don't care. He's like, I want to vacate to do movies. I'd be like, thank you. And then you can come back and be like, this is still my title and I want to fight for it. And that'll be a better match than whatever the fuck we get at WrestleMania, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Shaq, you got anything?
Yeah, you just got four niggas on here, so I'm not trying to interrupt nobody. You feel me? Like I'm trying to everybody to get peace out.
I was waiting. I was kind of waiting on you to say something. Like, that's why I didn't say nothing either. I said what I said. I was done. You got anything on all of this?
I'll tell you what, man. I'm not going to say that I agree with everything that was said, but I will say this: that uh, every time I come on here, we talk about a show that has a Roman Reigns match on it. I always say, yeah, it's happy to feel justified, man. Because I remember when that SummerSlam match happened, and Jimmy turned on Jay, and everybody was like, "Oh, the bloodline has jumped the shark." I'm like, my nigga, I've been saying that since WrestleMania last year. Like, y'all, like the rest of the world finally caught up, I guess, or something, whatever. But when we left WrestleMania last year, and then we got to that Money in the Bank, the Bloodline Civil War match, bro. Even then, I was like, nah, bro, this ain't it, dude. And then we just kept going, and it just kept going and going and going. And people were trying to tell me left and right that nah, see, Cody losing at WrestleMania was the right decision because he needs more adversity. Actually, he's more over now than he would have been if he won. Actually, the Bloodline story is the most compelling. I'm like, yeah, okay. We here a year later. Are y'all still saying that? Like, yo, do y'all still feel that way? Because I didn't feel that way at WrestleMania last year, and I nothing has changed on my end. But now that I'm hearing all over Twitter, people like, "Oh, we're so over this now." I'm like, yeah, where was this energy a year ago when we already were at this point? But it's whatever, man. As soon as Sami Zayn left the bloodline, this shit was dead. And we just kept it going anyway. And I don't really know why outside of just padding this man's legacy, even though all of this is made up. So you don't really have to do that to just throw him in the Hall of Fame. Who cares? But whatever, man. I actually enjoyed the four-way, but at the same time, both things can still be true. That, like, I thought the wrestling was good, but it was a foregone conclusion. I'm not gonna lie, because I watched this in a room full of a group of people. A lot of people bit on that when AJ stacked all three of them, that near fall. A lot of people bit on that, and it made for a nice environment in the room. I'm like, yeah, what if you just pinned all three of them? That'd be crazy. But outside of that, man, it was just like, you know where this is going to go. You know how this is going to end. And yeah, Cody beats him at WrestleMania. Great, cool. We should have done it the first time. So I really ain't got much to say about it other than I already said it.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into Cody, when we get into the Rumble thing, because there's some things to say about that too. But like I said, overall, this was like, Roman was gonna win. It's almost like rinse and repeat. Like you said, the wrestling was good, but it's gonna happen. You can play this all out in your head because we've seen it time and time again. And this is once again, we just gotta keep the title reign going, and it's literally like whatever to me at this point. So it is what it is. But moving on now, we went to the U.S. title. Um, Kevin Owens versus Logan Paul. I'm gonna be honest. I was in and out of this match.
Same,
I was actually kind of surprised it went this long.
same.
Um, and it was kind of like the minute the shenanigans got involved, and they kept saying, "That's Jeff. That's Jeff. Look, everybody, it's Jeff." Look, and Pat McAfee, "That's Jeff. That's Jeff. Jeff who?" And then you got
Yeah.
Waller out there. You got Mid Theory out there. And what got me is that this ended on a disqualification. So we got to see this continue because the brass knuckles got involved and Owens used it, but the referee actually caught it and then rung the bell. And I'm sitting here wondering, like, why are we continuing this thing and protecting Logan Paul at the same time, or just doing this bullshit finish? And Logan Paul celebrated, and then Kevin Owens just, he did the power bomb on the announce table, and just kind of looked down on him and said something, and then just walked off after that. But I can't say I paid attention all the way to this match. I'm not saying it wasn't wrestle bad or anything, but at the same time, I was just kind of like, I think I was just ready to get to the Rumble at this point, and I was just kind of like whatever at the same time. So I was just like, we're really into this on a DQ. I'm like, really? And then it's like you got his random entourage people jumping the barricade, and we're figuring out who Jeff is and Waller. I don't know. It was like one of those things. Like it was there, but I can't say I cared all the way. And I just tune in and out. So that's my take. I don't have a lot to say about this. So what y'all think?
Personally, this is how it's going to always be when we get a Logan Paul match because I don't care to see him like at all. I mean, there are a lot of people who this is for. I'm not one of them. I mean, you got people saying, "Well, he's coming out here cutting better promos than people on the roster," and I'm like, okay, and like, he comes out here and he's having these 5-star matches with Roman Reigns, and I'm like, and like, bro, I don't care to see this dude on my TV. And if you do, that's great. But if you're asking me my opinion, I don't. So every time he comes out and he's got to wrestle a guy like Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens has got to make this a competitive match, I'm just like, I don't want to see this, bro. Like, I for real don't. And if, like, I mean, you said they did the DQ to protect Logan. I think they did that to protect Kevin. And if this obviously is going to continue. But if this ends with Kevin Owens beating him for the title, then great. If it doesn't, then I don't know why we didn't just do it now, and so we can just move on to something else, put Kevin Owens in something more important, because this ain't for me, dog. And just like you said, where you were tuning in and out of this match, I didn't even give it that much, bro. I'm scrolling through Twitter, I'm walking around, I'm like, I didn't pay no type of attention to this match, bro. And then when it's Jeff, when all that was happening, I'm like, Jeff who, nigga? Like, who is this dude? I guess if you're a Logan Paul fan, you were going crazy. Like, no, it's Jeff, bro. Like, I don't know this nigga, bro, and I don't care about his friends. So just get this off my screen. Move Kevin Owens on to something else. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think I think he's just going to beat him, bro. Whatever this happens again, probably Chamber. I think he's just going to beat Kevin Owens, and I'm going to die a little inside. And yeah, that's it, bro. Just moving on.
And look, like Steven said, I ain't even give it that much. The in and out, how I did, Roman Reigns match. I ain't even get it the in and out thing. I was just like, I don't care about Logan Paul, bro. I just don't like the nigga. I really don't. It's just I'm just sorry. I just don't. He could do all the backflips and all the 450s, all the British splashes. He could do all that. I don't care. He could do it off a
Same, bro.
building. He could do it off a building. I don't care. It's like and then people talk about who are these people who talk about who he making it, he cut a promo cut a promo better than anybody else. Who the people who not on TV? Because he probably cut a promo better than them. Like the people on TV who I listen to, he does not. He does not. He most of his promos is just boring to me, man. Like I just care less about the dude. I just that I don't know. And then like Steven just said, if he end up beating Kevin Owens, I just go fall out. just fall out on the floor. I'm just telling you. I don't know. But that's all I have to say on it, man.
Um, I watch a lot of NFL, and this reminds me of if you gave Taylor Swift a Kansas City Chiefs uniform and was like, go out there and have some fun, and she was just out there catching passes, and you can't really tackle her the way you want to tackle her because it's Taylor Swift. So you kind of it's kind of like watching Taylor Swift play like touch football. That's what Logan Paul makes it remind me. It's like
I
it's
understand what he was
entertaining.
saying.
Don't get me wrong. Like if I saw Taylor Swift on a football field, I'm gonna watch it because that shit sounds like, oh man, is she gonna get hit? I gotta see if she gets hit. But then after you realize it's gonna be touch football, it's gonna be like, damn, now you wasting a football player's time. Like, damn, niggas, like I could really be watching a good game right now, but I gotta watch Taylor Swift play touch football. So that's what it felt like. I don't know if that analogy fits any other wrestling fans or any
No,
of
no,
y'all.
no.
That's what it felt like too.
No, I feel you. And I understand what you were saying. Because it's like Kevin Owens still got to scale back. He
Yeah,
still
you
got to
know,
scale back. It ain't like he out there with Finn Balor. It ain't like he out there with anybody. You know, he been in the ring for 20 some odd years. No,
yeah,
you got a man who been only in the ring for
like
about a few years,
yeah,
and he
like what,
and
like Logan will
was
take a bump through a table, but he won't take a bump. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's a real bump, and I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's not a lot to really say about this, honestly. And listen, Logan Paul is really good in the ring, and I get that. He's not bad, but it's just at the same time, it's like I don't really care that much at the same time. I don't care if it's to promote his prime drink out there or whatever podcast he does, because I'm surprised they didn't even talk about what I think Cena was on there or something. So I'm surprised they didn't go into that much. But like the match itself, like I was just kind of in out of it. It's like wasn't nothing wrong with the in ring work, I guess, but it's like at the same time, like I don't. I'm like I rather see Kevin Owens doing something else, and like you said, the finish was just kind of there, I guess, to protect both of them. Then, but it was just like I don't know. It's like I don't really care at the same time. It's like it is what it is type of thing. So it's like it happened and that's it, and it was a DQ finish, and this stuff got to continue. So it just I don't know. It's just kind of whatever to me at the same time.
You know what this should have been, bro? This should have been Santos versus Carlito, bro. They should have had Ray and
Mm,
Santos. They should have did
mm,
their breakup beforehand. Before, like Ray lost to Logan Paul, but before that, Santos and Ray should have already done the breakup. Santos could have beat him for that belt. He could have did the Dragon Lee thing. That would have been for the title when they had their match. And then we build up to Carlito versus Santos for that title tonight, bro. Instead, we're putting this on Logan Paul, who isn't even around to defend the belt, bro. You got two absentee champions on your show. And I'm just like,
mhm.
who is this for, dog? Are the Logan Paul fans really tuning in this much to see this man? Because if they're not, then I don't know what the hell we're doing this for, bro. It ain't for us.
I'm
That's four
guessing.
My
niggas
bad.
on here who said it ain't for us. So
I'm
what's it
guess-
for, bro?
I'm guessing so. If they gave that nigga the belt, they seeing something in the numbers that made them say Logan Paul deserves to
I
have
don't
this.
think he would. Like, I was asking Bryce that the other day when we was at work. I was like, Bryce, well, do you think that he has generated the numbers, generated his fans? Is his fans are coming to watch the product?
Mm,
I don't know. It's hard for me to believe
yeah.
those fans are coming to see this product. I
I,
just, it's hard for me to believe.
Honestly, I said that from the get go when they signed him, because it's like, is his YouTube fan base or whatever, how much his fan base is, are they all really gonna come over to watch him in the WWE? Because I kind of said that before when they was doing the whole boxing thing. Like, how many of his fans are really coming over to watch him? Is he really moving a bump in the numbers and whatnot that most of his fan base are gonna come and watch him within the WWE. Like, I really do want. I wanted that from the get go when they even signed him. Like, I really did wonder that. Like, is he really bringing in numbers like that? He has a big fan base, yes, but are they coming really to watch him? Like, I do wonder that sometime. I wondered that from the get go.
Also on
I
the
just
business
I
want
want
side,
to
him
know
right
what the
there.
demo.
Oh, go ahead, you.
No. One quick question. I just want to know what the demo of his fan base is. What the age demo? I really want to know that question. If anybody can answer that question, what the age demo of his fan
I,
base is,
I
I,
would assume like
They gotta
teenage
be
boys.
young.
I would assume like teenage boys, fucking 13 to like maybe 22, 23, 20. I
Yeah,
would
you
assume,
compare him to like somebody like Bad Bunny, bro, where Bad Bunny sold
oh, that's
backlash
what.
on his
Right.
back, bro. Like
yeah,
you got the numbers to prove that this was a
Yeah.
good idea to bring Bad Bunny in. And I'm just like, but what, like, why? And you didn't put a title on him either. Like, you just
Yeah.
did a show, you centered it around him because that's what people were coming to see. But you didn't put a title on this dude. And Logan Paul's just over here. He's like, yeah, I'm Logan Paul. Put the title on me, and it's just like, okay. So now we got to watch him beat a whole bunch of. I was pissed when he beat Ricochet. I mean, people didn't really care because it's Ricochet, but I was like, bro, this bitch beat Ricochet. like this dude, dude, yeah, this ain't for me, bro. That's it.
Yeah, it is what it is, I guess, for this one. But yeah, let's move on to the actual Royal Rumble match now. The main event. I'm just gonna go through the numbers real fast before we go into the whole thing of this. But just to say everybody's entrant. Number one, Jey Uso. Two, Jimmy Uso. Three, Grayson Waller. Four, the return of Andrade. Five, Carmelo Hayes. Six, Shinsuke Nakamura. Seven, Santos Escobar. Eight, Karrion Cross. Nine, Dominic Mysterio. 10, Carlito. 11, Bobby Lashley. 12, Ludwig Kaiser. 13, Austin Theory. 14, Finn Balor. 15, Cody. Whoa! Rhodes. 16, Bronson Reed. 17, Kofi Kingston. 18, Gunther. 19, Ivar. 20, Braun Breaker. 11, Omos, the return. 22, Pat McAfee. 23, JD McDonough, Funko Pop, whatever you want to call him. 24, R-Truth. 25, Miz. 26, Damian Priest. 27, CM Punk. 28, Ricochet. 29, Drew McIntyre. And 30, Sami Zayn. My overall thought about the whole Royal Rumble, and I know it's a lot of things to break off on this. I think it was good, but it's kind of what I said earlier within the women's Royal Rumble. It's like it was starting to kind of drag on a little, and like you said, it's a lot of bodies, and you kind of tune in and out until you get to the people you want to see. Because like you're interested already in the get go because it's Jimmy versus Jay out there, red versus blue, and you get some returns like Andrade and whatnot. But then it's like going through the numbers. It's like bodies just keep coming and coming until you get to like that final 20 and whatnot. Like once you get into like the 20s and everything, then you kind of start caring again. And then until we get to the finals, and obviously it was Punk and Cody and whatnot. Um, then you start caring again. But one part about this rumble I do want to address real quick, and me and Steven kind of talked about this. It just has to do with Bobby Lashley and whatnot, and this whole feud with him and Cross. And I said that they are at this point they are trying anything with Cross and hoping to God that it works. So when you talk about the final testament, yeah, I feel like this is the final testament for him because I feel like they're desperately trying to get him over at Lashley's expense because even Lashley and the whole group thing with the Street Profits, it's not like they really got that over all the way because they had them as heels. I thought it was gonna go somewhere, but all they really did was trade back and forth wins with the LWO, and then they just randomly went face. And now you're in a feud with Cross all of a sudden, and he has a faction. When you look at it, it's not like Cross was really doing anything before and literally losing to everybody, but we're gonna have him to lead a faction and get Scarlet new hair color and put it with AOP. Like I don't really understand that. Like that's one thing I want to talk about when it comes to this Rumble. But like I just noticed this whole Lashley and Cross thing. It's like they're doing their best to try to get crossover and hoping to God that it works.
I mean, real quick, since you brought that up, man, I feel like I don't know. They're taking advantage of Bobby Lashley, bro, because you got a vet on the roster, still in incredible shape, who gets great reactions every time he comes out, and this nigga's never doing anything. Man, like, When was the
Tell
last
me
time
about it.
Lashley did something prevalent on this show? Like, I mean, the Brock feud, maybe, but even that, he just got spanked by Brock for like the whole feud. So it's like, I don't know, man. I already felt the way about it even before the Rumble bit, where they had a little tepid brawl to no reaction or whatever, man. And I kind of was asking myself, like, whatever happened to that Montez Ford singles push that we seemed to have been getting last year, where he was in the chamber and everybody was talking about what a star he looked like and all that. And then we just kind of never went anywhere with that. And then it's like, all right, now we're putting him back with Dawkins and we're putting him with Lashley. We can start getting some rolling here. And then just like Bryce said, but we didn't do anything with them while they were quote unquote heels, even though Lashley was still getting cheered. And then we turn them face just so they can be fed to crossing them, who Triple H, just like what I said, is trying everything he can to get this dude over. But maybe you just got to let it go, Trips. Maybe he just ain't him. Maybe he's just not that guy, dog, because I didn't fuck with him in TNA. Then you squandered Keith Lee to feed this dude in NXT. Then you put him on the main roster in his second attempt on the main roster, and he's still not doing nothing. Y'all tried to feed him Drew, but even that was like, all right, Drew was too. You can't do this to Drew. So we just moved it on. It's just like maybe he just ain't him, bro. I don't give a damn how much he grows his hair out. I don't care how many tattoos he gets. I don't care if he comes out with 8 niggas that look like Samoa Joe, bro. I don't care, bro. This ain't it, bro. It ain't it. He ain't it. Please get this dude Lashley into something else, bro. And actually, I said this to Bryce yesterday. All of this, whether people believe it or not, is a direct result of Roman winning at WrestleMania last year.
Yeah.
Because easily, when Lashley came back and he was doing his thing with the Street Profits, you could have slotted him into a feud with Roman and the Bloodline, 3-on-3, build that to WrestleMania. But because they didn't want Lashley to lose, that didn't happen. And because Roman is still champion, he had to lose. But if you just put the belt on Cody, bro, we could have got Punk and Cody at WrestleMania this year, Lashley and the Street Profits versus Roman, Jimmy, and I guess Solo. You still could have did the J thing, but it's just like, bro, this you could have did so much with this. I remember how hyped Twitter got when he first showed up and was like, yo, y'all ready to start winning and looking like champions and let me know. And Twitter was like, oh, we cooking now with this Lashley and Street Profits. What they about to do? Nothing, bro. They didn't do a goddamn thing. And it's just like the wasted potential that's here. I don't even think you can save this at this point because you put Karrion Cross with the Authors of Pain, and then they're just going to lose to Lashley and the Street Profits. That's not going to happen because then what was the point of all of this? So if this is just ending with them on top, and if I mean even still, if this is the WrestleMania match, like that's 2 years in a row Lashley's got wasted at WrestleMania, bro. And I was kind of over it. That's not even nothing to do with the Rumble, but since Bryce brought it up, I'm like, let me get this shit off, bro, because I'm so tired of it. Fuck it.
Oh, that's understandable. Shit, I have very, you know, mixed emotions about how people treat Lashley in WWE because they seem to like put him in good situations, but they also don't put him in situations that he can succeed all the way in. It's like, for instance, he shouldn't be a manager-ish type person right now with the with the Street Profits and stuff. He should really be pushing for like Elimination Chamber right now, but he's not. And it makes me wonder, is like, I don't know. Do y'all think that this is due to some type of, I don't know, do you think he's like being blackballed or some shit?
I think Triple H just doesn't know how to blow black dudes.
All right, I didn't want to say
I
that,
heard, I
but
heard that.
I'm glad you did.
That nigga Omos ain't been on TV in how long?
Bro, I'm
Right.
like, I ain't even want to say it, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, yeah, he don't know what to do with black fucking athletes, wrestlers. I'm surprised Jay got the push that she just got at Royal Rumble. I wonder how far that's gonna go, or is she just gonna go straight to NXT and then like a year later we're like, damn, what happened to Jay? Man, she got that push at Royal Rumble.
Specifically said black men because I mean he's treated Bianca just as
Well,
well as
So,
always. So I'm specifically saying black men because Lashley, Omar, Street Profits, wherever Cedric was, Shelton got released. Like none of these niggas are under Triple H. They ain't done nothing, bro. You know
You
that
damn
thing.
right. You damn right.
That's true.
I,
So it makes me
I,
wonder.
and I wanted to chime in on that too. It's like yeah, I wanted to agree with one of y'all what y'all just said about the position that they put Bobby in. The position they put Bobby in is it looked like it could take off, but it doesn't take off. It's always like, all right, cool, all right. Well, I got excited like everybody else just said. I got excited as soon as I see him with the street fight. I'm like, oh yes, there we go. We about to do it. We about to do it. Then here we are. What 6 months later, 5 months later, or something like. Okay, when is this gonna take off, y'all? What y'all gonna do with him? You know, what y'all gonna do with him? Right? I see there was one title match, the tag team title match. They lost that. I'm like, okay, that's it. That was it. And then now we're gonna do the stuff with uh with cross and everything. The last testament, man. Look, Joe. Look, this better be the last thing. It better be the last because if it ain't, I'm done. Like y'all just said, if he not that guy. I had to realize it. You know what I'm saying? I had to. Like, man, he just not that guy. What? Who? I don't know how much stock you got in him, Triple H. I don't know what man. He must got you over a barrel or something, man. He got some pictures or something of you. You keep you keep on pushing this nigga. He got something over you because I can't see why you could keep on doing it. I don't know, but the Rumble wasn't bad. Like y'all just said, we were just waiting for the people that we were waiting for. Um, you
I
know, I, when you was there, Bryce.
No, I agree with you because just kind of looking at the rest of it. Obviously, you got Yeet and No Yeet, kicking off the Rumble, which made a lot of sense and whatnot. What about Andrade being back? Yeah, which we all kind of figured he was going to be back anyways, given we saw his last match in AEW like a month ago, and talked about that whole thing.
It was a lot less lit than Naomi's. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
No
it
pun
was,
intended.
it was. Yeah, for real, it was though. See, man, because I barely hear a peep. They cheer for a little while, then it died down real quick. It wasn't like Naomi. I mean, I felt it through the screen when Naomi came out. I felt the chills. I'm like, oh, they couldn't wait, you know. But I ain't feel it with Andrade. Andrade came out, everybody was like, oh yeah, we knew he was gonna be back.
So hey, there you go, he's back. It's like it
He
was
got
kind
what
of
he
like
wanted.
whatever. It was like it was like whatever. Like he was back and like there you go. Because I'm like everybody else kind of got a bigger reaction than he did. Because like come on, even when Nakamura came out, people were singing his theme song and whatnot. I hate Carlito's music still. I hate his dance
Me
salsa
too.
music. Um, Mello being in there was pretty good. I know it was like
It was
NXT
cool.
people. I will say this. I felt like I was expecting Trick to be in there. Some would say it's best they didn't put him out because you don't want to overexpose him because he is getting over very organically right now. And he's very over. And we kind of saw that on SmackDown when he came out and everybody was saying, whoop that Trick. And, uh-huh. All you need was Booker T out there saying, I like that. Oh, yeah, man. And stuff. So I kind of was expecting Trick out there. Um,
But see, they needed more stuff. I mean, you said people were saying you don't want to overexpose him, but that Rumble, like I said at the beginning, man, I like the women's Rumble way more because it gave me more of those oh shit, this is cool kind of moments. Like
Mhm.
if Trick came out to like help Mello at a point, and then they teased like Mello was going to throw him out or something, like that's what the men's Rumble needed. We didn't get nearly enough of that for me, bro. Like I mean, they had that one moment with Ivar and Bronson where like, oh, the big boys are going to fight. It was like, nigga, we had already seen them fighting on Raw.
several
Like, so
times.
what? like,
Mhm.
you can't hit me with like like this is like when Jade and Bianca were staring down. It's not that. The whole men's rumble just felt so lifeless to me. They popped when people came out, then everything died down. Then oh here's Cody, and then everything died down. And then oh here's Punk, and then everything. This is like by the time we got to Sami Zayn, it was nobody. It was not lit in that arena. I don't know why. Maybe people were tired, but I don't know. The whole vibe of that rumble just felt so first gear for me, and it never got out of that for me, even till the end. Like it just, yeah, y'all can have it.
Because like I looked at a lot of people that kept coming out there, and I was just kind of like, and like I said, it's like in and out, whatever type of thing. Like I don't give a crap about like mid-level theory out there. Like I'm not gonna go into it because it's a lot of reasons to say why mid theory fell off big time, and you know that John Cena match didn't even help him either. You didn't even get a Kofi Kingston save spot because they trying to make New Day more serious now in fighting Imperium. So I know they're doing that. One thing I did like was, Braun Breaker just going in and just ripping everybody in half with spears and whatnot, just tossing
That was a
cats.
highlight. Hey,
That was one of the yeah, definitely one of the highlights. He was just going in there and murdering everybody. Even with his little stare down with Omos in there, giving like I said earlier, where's Omos and MVP been and whatnot. I thought the Pat McAfee spot it was funny, but it's like I didn't really care. And apparently, I've been hearing rumors about this. Apparently, that spot was supposed to be for Brock, so he can go like throw like Omos and Breaker and all the big guys around. But given the recent controversies right now, obviously they can't do that. But like the Pat thing was whatever. But like I said, Breaker was a highlight. Even when JD McDonough came out there, Breaker just immediately speared him. Which, by the way, him getting eliminated by Dominic was very anticlimactic. Like some of these eliminations were anticlimactic. Like Jimmy getting thrown out was anticlimactic. Even Omos. It's just like it happened, and that was just kind of it with some of these eliminations.
You know
happened
what?
is the theme of that rumble.
Like you said that one more time.
That's it happened was the theme of that rumble.
Well, it happened. Yeah,
it happened. There you go. The truth stuff was funny though. The hot tag and everything.
Yeah.
Doing the
I mean,
five knuckle shuffle.
honestly, if y'all want to give somebody a U.S. championship, bro, nigga, well, let me see our truth with a championship, with a real live championship belt. I think that would be fun.
I mean,
I would love it because if y'all gonna get one of Logan Paul, I mean, fuck it, right? But also, I will say this: the men's. I like the women's rumble more than the men's, only because of the same thing, bro. I said it was just more who's gonna like who's gonna do it. You know what I mean? Anybody can win this. It was a lot more unpredictability in it. Whereas this one, I was just like, all right, cool. So CM Punk, he's gonna come out, and then Cody Rhodes is gonna come out, and they're gonna be the last two, and we're gonna figure it out from there. But it's like there was no unpredictability.
It
But
feel that
also,
way.
yeah, but
I,
also, what are you gonna say?
nah, I was gonna. I was only reason I didn't feel that way with the women. I only had focus on one person, and one person was going to win that rumble, and I just knew it. I didn't see another storyline going into the rumble. You could, and then other than if you were going to do that, if you were going to do a storyline, you could do it outside of the rumble. But Bailey couldn't do that outside of the rumble. You have to do it in the rumble. You have to make sure she wins the Royal Rumble to get into the WrestleMania to go against EO. And that was the only thing that I was focusing on. I'm like, how we gonna get to this story? And then we got it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Kind of figured that was gonna happen. You know,
I,
I said, I don't know. I said they feel that way with the women.
and I get your point. And like one other thing I kind of add, and I think Steven brought this earlier with more of the people once we got to like 30. I felt like nobody didn't really care that much when Ricochet returned because I kind of forgot he was even there in general. And then Sami Zayn, it's like I'm happy to see Sammy, but it's like it's kind of underwhelming to put him at number 30. And I think people may have expected somebody else. And it's like one of those things again. It's like the people that were the big names you kind of cared about, like Punk and Cody and whatnot when they came out, but it was just kind of like, all right, let's move on to the next. And then when we kind of get to the finals of it, the main people that's in there, like, Drew and, Gunther and, Cody and Punk and all them and stuff, it was just kind of like, we all know who the main two are really going to be in all of this, because some would thought Gunther was going to win and they was going to maybe pull an Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania. He can get the Intercontinental and the World title, but I don't really want to see that at the same time. And like just kind of looking at the finals, like I like it's like one of those things where it's like you're kind of waiting for like who's gonna eliminate who so we can get to the winner already. Because like the Punk and Cody stuff was good in the end, and I did kind of thought it was funny when Punk did a pedigree. He says, "I can't believe I did that shit," and he says, "I'm not gonna lose to Dusty's kid," and whatnot. So in a way, it was either gonna be Punk or Cody winning this whole thing. Yeah, you could say it was some other people that you probably thought maybe would have won, but you knew who was really gonna be the last two that was gonna win this whole thing in general. And it's like Punk was just going for like GTSs and trying to hit him as much as he could, but then like Cody just blocked the GTS and threw him over, and it's over. And now we finally get him against Roman, and Cody winning this. My first initial reaction, I said fuck and whatnot, but then again, when they kept saying, well, Stone Cold Steve Austin won Royal Rumbles back to back, and they kept saying that, so it already kind of told me Cody was gonna win in a way. Because now it's like he has to beat Roman at this point. Because by God, you gave him an elaborate like this. It's like Steve. Me and Steven talk about this. You gave this man pyro in his Royal Rumble entrance. He
No,
got
yeah,
Oh man, yeah,
that's real.
that is true. That is true. I ain't noticed that. I guess I didn't really like see too much of that. But you did get this man pyro. For God's sake, nobody get pyro with no Royal Rumble. They get a 5 second entrance. They run to the rep, and that's it. Like you never seen that before. Like, oh,
got
okay.
he got a whole pyro and did the whoa thing and all that. So he had a whole entrance during the Rumble. And with him winning, here's the thing. We talk about the Roman title reign and say Cody should have won. And I had like me and my friend kind of went a little bit back and forth when talking about this, because I said, yeah, they still should have pulled the trigger last year. But some would think that if Cody won the title, the fans would have turned on him very fast, given how quickly he rose to the top in WWE. Because when you think of his time when he came back, yes, he three-peated Seth, beat him 3 in a row, even with a torn pec. But then it's like he beat a couple random guys on Raw. He was hurt then. He didn't come back into the Rumble. Came out number 30 last year and won the whole thing. So I know the argument has been said like, well, he's got to go through some hard times at first. That's why we had the Brock feud and whatnot. And I'm sure everybody has their back and forths on that whole thing. Because at one point I said, okay, what's the distraction feudy for Cody this month? Fight Judgment Day, fight Shinsuke Nakamura again and whatnot, like several times. It's like, when are we gonna finally get back on track with the story? Because everybody was so worried right now, and it possibly still could happen with The Rock versus Roman. Hey, it could be a triple threat for all we know. So right now we know it's got to be Cody versus Roman again, because I said they have to pull the trigger this time. Like, I don't understand if they work. So we can beat Hulk Hogan's title reign. Like what? Like it wouldn't make a lot of sense and whatnot. So like I said, like Cody, I get it. You got to send the crowd home happy and everything. So it makes sense. But it's like it's a lot of things to still kind of go back and forth. What do you think he pulled the trigger, or do you guys even really believe? Did he have to go through some hard times to get where he was, so the people can still love him?
I
Um,
remember distinctly you and me's conversation after he lost last year, because I remember very, very vividly, because it was so bullshit how many people were so up Roman's ass. I remember Stone Cold Steve Austin saying, "Oh yeah, Cody should have lost because it's too predictable for him to win." And then I said,
Yeah.
"Okay, but if we're just going to do the rematch, wouldn't that make it more predictable that he's
More
going to win?
predictable. Yeah.
Like, what are we even doing here, bro? What are we talking about?
and,
Like,
and and even with that, it's like you want to talk about predictable. What's more predictable than a nigga doing the same match for 2 years straight?
No,
it's like,
3
bro, these people are so. I don't know, man. I was on the train for a long time about this bloodline thing being like the best thing in wrestling, but then at a point you just got to ask yourself, like, wait a minute, this ain't. No, wait a minute. It's like when Cody lost last year, and all these people were saying, just like I said earlier, when they were on the boat that, oh, actually it was the right decision because of this and that and that, but then they're completely ignoring all the damage it did to the rest of the show. We had to make up a championship for Raw because Roman was never
Mhm.
on there, and then on the
Yeah.
same time Roman was never on SmackDown. So like, all you had to do was just do it last year. All this fake adversity stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
I have heard the arguments that some people were so convinced, like when Sammy was getting hot and all that, that people are going to turn on Cody and everything. But I'm like, this is a different crowd, bro. All those people went to AEW. I promise you, that kind of crowd went to AEW. This crowd is just here to just watch the shit, bro. They're not going to turn on Cody. If they were going to do it, it would have happened by now. And people were kind of trying to manifest that or whatever. But it's like, bro, you should have just did it last year, bro. They weren't going to turn on him. And now this year, it's like, if you thought that then, wouldn't they do it now? Because it's like, oh, now it's extra predictable because you put us in the same position we was in last year that he should have just won, but he didn't. And now you're not going to have him lose twice because that would be career suicide.
Mhm.
You can't just have him roll up on Roman again and then, oh, here's the debut of Jacob Fatu, and he's the one that cost Cody the match this time. Like, this, all of this could have just been avoided, bro. I don't have a problem with Cody double, back to back in it, but at the same time, it's like we didn't even have to be in this position if y'all just did what y'all was supposed to do the first time. And Trips had the book, so it's not even like a Vince thing. Trips was one that was booking all this, unless Vince just came back and said, actually change that. I highly doubt it, but it is what it is, man. I'm not going to say I'm not into it if we get to. I mean, they can do the back and forth promo thing and really build this up to be like a big thing, like Austin and Rock, back to back in WrestleManias. You can build it up. I mean, but it's just like, bro, we didn't have to be here in the first place, bro. Y'all just all you had to do, it was right there. They handed it to you on a silver platter, and you just didn't do it. So whatever, man.
I don't know if we did it. I don't know if we did a show last year. And I remember vividly saying how I felt. I went to sleep afterward. I mean, it was such a downer. Once I saw every day happen, the solo spike every day, I just must have, my whole body just must have said shut down. This time it's gonna be it because it's like I could not believe what I saw. I was ready to pop. You get what I'm saying? I was ready to pop, bro. You get what I'm saying? I was ready. I like, come on, let's go. And I'm like, man, he go, yeah, Solo gonna try to do the spike. He go duck the spike. He go hit him, and then all of a sudden, Roman Reigns go hit the turnbuckle, try to spear him. Then he go hit him with the crossroads. Oh shit! And then none of that happened. None of that happened. I don't even know why I was booking it in my head, but none of that happened. And I'm like, once I saw it, I'm like, I can't believe it. They actually about to make us wait some more. Cause who else it is that y'all were looking at? Because at first I was thinking in my head, like, I guess they wasn't looking at Cody to win the championship. So who else they got in line? So waiting for the whole year to see who else they book is strong. But they only still booking Cody strong. I'm like, so I guess we're going to WrestleMania again with Cody versus Roman, which we could have just did last year. Why we doing it now? Why we running it back? It's to the point that I'm I'm indifferent. I don't care. I want him to lose, of course, but it's like that's not the match I'm gonna be looking forward to.
because they got to
I'm gonna be
finish
looking
the
for
story.
another match. I'm gonna be looking up. I'm gonna be looking forward to another match. I'm gonna find another match to look forward to, but that's not gonna be it.
And let me just say this because I know they want to finish the story, and yeah, Cody's on the cover of WWE 2K24 and all that, but it's like I don't know, man. It's like it just should have ended because, like, even what kind of Steven brought up. You go back to that press conference they did after, and Triple H wants to go on like, "Well, you don't finish the story. You just add more like what chapters or something." And I thought that was bullshit when he said that. Okay, so,
Heyman was like, "We're only in the third inning of this story," or whatever he said. Like, nigga,
like third inning. How many
Right,
innings? Is it?
nah, y'all should have been in the third quarter of a basketball game. Not no third inning of a baseball game. It is well, no, y'all should have been in the third quarter of this. By the time WrestleMania came around, my goodness, bro,
And
I'm tired.
And even like we all know it's gonna be Roman and whatnot. If Punk won, some will already say, "Oh, that would have been predictable if Punk won and whatnot." And like, yeah, you could say that too. We probably know he would have picked Seth anyways, because even with the Cody thing, like out of all the stuff you've gone throughout the year with all these titles, and got to create another belt. Because listen, I'm sorry, like Seth. I give credit what he's done with this world title, but I still kind of call it the consolation belt because we couldn't take one of the belts off Roman, so we had to go create a whole new championship because Raw needed a title. Roman's on SmackDown, and he barely even shows up on SmackDown. And he's never on Raw, so we had to get another belt to do this whole thing. We'll just give Roman another, like, it's the same belt, but we'll just give him one title. We don't want him carrying two titles, so we'll just give him this other title that looks like the WWE title, Universal, whatever. It's the WWE title, but still, it's a lot of hoops and stuff to like just jump back and through when you kind of go through this whole thing. Like I said, all the feuds with Cody, what do you call them distraction feuds with that? How long the Brock one went, or the Judgment Day one, or the Shinsuke Nakamura one. It's like, okay, now we're finally back to where he can, I guess, quote unquote, finish the story now. Unless The Rock gets involved, then I don't know. But it's like at the same time, it's like kind of had a feeling they was gonna do it again, but is it gonna have that same impact when we get to WrestleMania again, like it could have been last year? Because I really believed it was gonna, Cody was gonna win last year. But now since we're running it back again, it's like, is it gonna have that same feeling like it did last year?
good question.
Yeah, uh, uh, you could say yeah, but again, man, it's you dangling shit over people's head for so long. Eventually, motherfuckers not gonna want it no more. And I feel like we getting to that point where it's like, if it don't happen soon, like if they try to push it to like SummerSlam, it's over. Like it doesn't even matter anymore. Um, so yeah, I would say so just because of that reason. Yeah, I would say yeah, it's becoming kind of stale. It was becoming too stale. It's been stale.
Yeah, and in regards to the Rumble match, I will say this: in a way, I did kind of expect a couple more surprises to happen here. I know a lot of people thought Okada was gonna be in the Rumble. Like I didn't think that was not gonna happen. And then I know it was a tease. Hulk Hogan was gonna be in the Rumble, but I'm like, I know that's not about to happen because like, how you gonna get him over the top rope unless he says that doesn't work for me, brother, or something like that. So a lot of people were expecting more, I guess, surprises within the Royal Rumble of who was gonna come out or something was gonna happen. I saw people last night. This is the Forbidden Door Royal Rumble or something. And I will say this too because I know this was brought up a lot last night with Punk and Cody being the final two. A lot of people felt like that was a direct shot at AEW
Oh, I
in a
don't
way.
know.
Oh, nigga,
Yeah,
easy,
I straight up, I did. I did. I
easily.
looked at I looked at that I looked at the last two and I said to myself, I'm like, how ain't this a shot? It's a direct shot. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts. You can't tell me it wasn't. Nobody can tell me it wasn't a shot. It was. You can't.
Yeah, I
You could
definitely
have
chuckled.
put Gunther in that last spot. You could have put Gunther in that last spot with Cody again. Everybody would have been like, oh man, Gunther again, man. But at the same time, you chose CM Punk. And there's a reason why y'all chose CM Punk and Cody to be directly the last two.
The only
I'm
way it
like,
would have,
no.
I was gonna say the only way it would have been more of a shot is if the crowd would have started chanting AEW. Then it's like, damn. Now you can't even hide the fact that like even the crowd see it. But
Yeah, it wasn't no how to that.
yeah, very much so.
So yeah, that's how I do feel about it. But like I said, like the Rumble, like I said, it wasn't bad, but it's like we already said, it's like, it just kind of started to drag. Like, did any of y'all really expect anybody surprising was gonna come out other than the names I already kind of brought up? Like, did you expect any more like surprises? Like, I don't know, maybe like a legendary return or any of that?
Not necessarily. I mean, you said Okada. Like, I wouldn't have put Okada in there if he wasn't going to win. You can't just have Okada show up and just get dumped out. Like, so I don't know.
I,
I
I
don't know.
was
I
thinking maybe a
I
TNA.
purposely was trying to avoid like contract news and what people were reporting and all that because you want to be surprised. So I didn't hear any like names outside of like Okada. But like I said, if he's not going to win, don't even put that nigga in there, bro.
Yeah,
After Shorty from TNA came in, I thought maybe there was gonna be a guy from TNA that would have popped up in it.
some people said Moose was gonna come. I didn't think Moose was gonna come out. I know that wasn't about to happen. Like he just like he just won the title, but I know that wasn't gonna happen. And it's like I said,
Should have had Nick Limit show up.
When you say who?
Nick
Your
Nemeth.
name is Nick Nimith.
Oh, Nick Nibbs. I have Nick Nibbs under there too. I know.
No,
Making his
no,
WWE debut, Nick Nimith.
Nick Nemeth. 'Cause I saw that one. Some people thought Hogan. I knew Hogan wasn't gonna be in there. Like don't no matter how y'all try to tease it. I didn't think he was gonna be in because it wasn't gonna work for him, brother. Like who's gonna eliminate him? It doesn't work for him.
I tell you what, if Hogan showed up in that Rumble, that's when y'all would have seen my WWE debut, bro.
funny as hell.
I would have threw that nigga out myself.
Brother. He saved
Hey,
somebody from
No,
a car accident.
no, it
hey,
just
he
hit me.
went
You
into
know what the Royal
for
Rumble was
himself. He
missing?
can't you gonna throw Hogan over the top rope? They be like, man, that wasn't supposed to happen.
He went business for himself, brother.
No,
And I will say this. Did anybody, I guess, expect, I guess, Sasha and Mercedes to return? I know a lot of people thought that was going to happen, but didn't happen.
I
I
did.
did.
I thought she was number 30.
Yeah,
I ain't
I
even
did.
gonna lie to you.
Same. Because
So, yeah.
Trinity is still
You can
in
make it
here.
all three right here. I was one of them. Yes, I was. And
I
once I
guess
Bro,
saw
so,
when they
too.
ended
me,
up when they ended up being Liv Morgan, I
okay,
was like,
that's cool.
Yeah, because
I
I was
was
like,
like,
the longer Trinity stays
okay,
in
that's
here,
kind of cool.
well, the longer Trinity stays in here, the more I feel like Sasha's about to pop up. Because I'm like, they like if Sasha's gonna pop up, it would be to like help out Trinity in some point. So I was expecting it to happen, but yeah, it just didn't. So and now I'm wondering if she's gonna make a WrestleMania debut or if she's not signed at all and she's still a free agent.
Or
I
apparently
think
she
she's
may be
going
going to
to
AEW.
AEW. Yeah, because if she didn't show up here, I don't think she's coming over.
They said Tony was offering a lot of money to what I heard.
They say she want how
Well,
much?
bro, give it to her.
Tony needs stars. Tony actually does. He's looking for any big name right now, to be honest. So,
At this
because looking
point,
at the people in the Rumble and how he's been kind of losing lately, and people keep going to the WWE, he kind of needs somebody right now because it ain't really there. So,
Yeah, pay that woman.
so
yeah, shit.
unless he want, but I don't know about the booking. That'll be a different story. But he's trying to get anybody because like he thought Edge was gonna save this whole thing, and I don't think Edge can save AEW, and whatnot. So there you go. But like the overall grade of the Royal Rumble, like I like the show. Um, like I said, the women's one was good. I'm cool with Bayley winning. The Fatal 4-Way WWE title match, like it was a good match, but it's like I don't care because I just know who's gonna win. I was already in and out of it for the U.S. title and like the guys rumble in the main event. It wasn't bad, but it's almost like I already described the women's one in a way, almost similar to it, and it was almost like it was good, but then it's like you got to go through a lot of dead weight damn near halfway through until some bigger names come out, and then we finally get to the part we want to get to, and Cody ended up winning. So it's like I kind of like it's the show didn't suck. I'm not saying that, but I'm kind of leaning in that. I want to say a 7, maybe to some extent, maybe a 7.5. I'm not particularly sure, but I'm not gonna sit there and say it's like a 9 or a 10 or anything. What y'all
Uh,
thought on it?
Me, I'll give it a straight up C because I loved the women's rumble and everything else I either liked enough or didn't like at all. So, but that women's rumble, like after that was over, that carried like emotions were carried throughout that whole everything they did in
right,
that joint had me on a high. And it
right.
wasn't until like the end of the show where I was like, all right, like the rest of this show was kind of because I mean, I enjoyed the 4-way, but it was a foregone conclusion. I didn't give a damn about anything Logan Paul related. And then the men's rumble I thought was largely just uninspired. So I was just like whatever on the rest of the show, but that women's rumble carried a lot of favor for me. So like, I just give it a straight C.
Man, back in that, dude, yo, that like literally the women's rumble was the reason that I was cool with the Jake Paul shit because I was like, I was still so high off of that. I was like, man, I you can ask Bryce. I already texted that nigga. I was like, if Jade Cargill pop up, nigga, it's an A for me. Nigga. That's it.
It was lit.
I just want to see Jade Cargill pop up. I just want to see what she was gonna do, get her push. I want to again. I was expecting Cody Rhodes to win, so I wasn't really mad at that. I was like, all right, cool. That was expected from me. The only thing that I didn't quite like, and again, Logan Paul was, and he did flips. You know, it was like watching the Young Bucks or some shit. It was like, all right, cool, y'all did little flip floppy shit, great. You know, fun, but I wasn't really like, oh my god, that was a great match. And again, like my least favorite match was the fucking Roman Reigns match because I knew what was gonna happen. So other than that, other than the Roman Reigns match, for me personally, I liked everything about this shit. I give it a, I give it a. If Bryce give it a 70, I give it like a 80. That there wasn't nothing that I was just like outraged about. Like not like 2 years ago when Shane McMahon was Final Three, and I was like, "What the fuck is
Oh my
going on?"
gosh.
And like that was just
Funny.
that really gave me a headache because I was like, "We up too late for this shit right now. It's fucking midnight. This ain't right."
You
But
go
yeah,
funny.
anything outside of that, I'm always like, "All right, that was cool." So like, I give it an 80.
Oh, well, it's a C for me too. Uh, um, the both of the Royal Rumble matches, like Steven said, the theme of the Royal Rumble matches was, yeah, it's there, yeah, it's here. Whatever you want to take from it, that's how I did. I didn't like the Logan Paul matches, and that was whoever said the Young Bucks. Oh my goodness, it's perfect because that's all he did. That's all he can do. That like I don't see him do lockups. I don't see him do any type of submission or any type of like uh, like what does he do other than he can jump real high? Ooh, that's why I don't care about him. But
I
yeah,
know a
it's
lot
a
of people bring
C.
up psychology with him. People say he knows his psychology. I hear that a lot.
Okay.
All right, it's easy to sell. It's easy
Completely
when you
no
get in your.
sold.
I mean, what else? We supposed to give him credit for that?
Yeah.
Skip that. Nah, no.
I'll tell you what I heard.
Nah, no.
Like
I
psychology is
know I
cool, bro.
understand what he said, right? But nah, no, he don't get none of that. Yeah.
I think anybody who goes into the ring kind of understands the psychology of wrestling. So that isn't like, that's like, a QB being drafted. And it's like, did you see how far he could throw it? Like in the combine every
He
year,
bad
niggas,
boy, right?
like in the combine every year, there's like a test where like some QBs like to just see if they can throw it all the way up to the top of the shit. And it's like, what is that proving? That ain't proving
Oh,
shit
what
for
you
me.
prove, right?
And
Well,
then
that's what
What
I'm
you
saying,
all of a
dog.
sudden, the
Like,
greatest QB of all time, you're not the greatest wrestler because you jump high.
unless he's bringing in crazy numbers or something, like there's nothing he brings to the table that I can't see already on the show. That's why I'm like, why are people gassing this dude so much? It's like,
I
Because
don't
he's a
know.
natural heel,
Like
I guess.
honestly,
Because people really don't like him, so that makes him a good heel.
I think
Like,
I think I got an explanation for that. Why people gas to him so much. Remember in the back in the day era, we would get to these celebrities who could really do a simple arc drag, and so now we are getting these guys who could do Canadian destroyers and they could do certain things that other wrestlers could do, and now we over here thinking like, oh my gosh, they can do this and that like the other guys can do, and that's I guess that clouded people's judgment right there.
man, it got to be something. I truly have a backing, not a backing, but like a conspiracy theory about Logan Paul and why he's so up
Ooh,
there. Think
ooh,
about how much
ooh.
money he has. Look, the Paul brothers are damn near billionaires. And
Yeah,
what's one thing that the McMahon family and the WWE love? Fucking money. I think this is all a Prime promo. This is my conspiracy theory. Them niggas are paying the WWE to be a part of the WWE because it works well for both of them. WWE gets looks from Logan Paul's fans. Logan Paul get looks from WWE fans. They get WWE gets money from Prime. Logan Paul gets money from whatever he gets from the WWE. Win-win. I truly feel like this is some type of it's a business ordeal more than it is anything. I think the reason that Logan Paul gets all of this push because he probably paying for that shit in some way, shape, or form. I don't think it's just viewership because, like y'all said, he's not bringing in enough viewership. I don't think, and I don't think y'all think either, that it's warranted that he gets this kind of a push. I think it's more so like, nigga, here's fucking 50 or here's a few hundred million. I want to be the fucking U.S. champion for the year.
Also, that's why, and that this and that though, interrupt. But like, that's why when I thought like that was like a year or two ago when he was already facing Roman Reigns for the title, I was sitting there like, didn't this guy only had like 2 matches and he's already facing Roman for the world title? I'm like, what? And
Never wrestling history.
yeah, and it was like it was in Saudi and all that, but because listen, we saw how it was when they were trying to do promos in America, because the Bloodline was basically automatic faces, and Logan Paul was heel, and it was kind of like in reverse because they're like in America. I was like this at the time because like in America, people don't like Logan Paul, so they did boo at him. But it's like you do it in Saudi, then people don't know no better over there. So of course they were gonna look at him as a face in Saudi, and Roman is the heel. It just was in America. The whole bloodline was face opposite to him. So I don't know. It was just so weird to me how it happened. But it's like I said, it's not like he's bad in the ring, but it's like why do I need to see this at the same time? And then, someone say, well, he did train with Shawn Michaels, I'm like, okay, that's good. But still, do I need to see this match? Like, literally. I'm like, for the
Yeah.
title? I don't understand that sometimes. But like you said, it's probably a business thing for all we know. So that's how I look at it. But yeah, other than that though, other than the overall grade, like I said, it was a good show. So anybody got anything really to plug?
nah.
Um, no, not really. No.
Shaggy, you got anything to plug? Yo, where'd he go? Okay, he probably stepped away for a second, but yeah, like I said, other than that, subscribe, follow on Twitter at Hooded Knight A90. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. The next review, which what is the next pay per view? Now that I think about it, I'm not gonna say Elimination Chamber because I don't think anybody is gonna wake up at 3, 4 in the morning to watch a show in Australia and whatnot, unless you do review it later in the day. I don't know. The only one other pay per view I can say next is maybe Revolution for AEW. So that's the only other one I can think of right now that could be the next review because like who's really about to wake up at 4 a.m. for Elimination Chamber in Australia. So I don't know, but like I said, Rumble was good. So yeah, definitely will I guess see you next time. It was good shit, pal. So yeah. But yeah,
Oh,
other than
man,
that,
yo, wait. Speaking of good shit, did y'all already talk about it?
we did, but we kind of talked
Oh, damn.
talked off of it. And like I already said what I had to say. I know Shay and like you can ask Kyle if you want, but like they didn't really care. They like we just kind of more focused on the product. Like it's whatever with all the allegation stuff going on.
Cool. I'm glad we all on the same page. I mean, it don't sound like he did something illegal. He just out here fucking up. Just stop fucking up, bro. You know. Other than that, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said what I had to say earlier. Like I know me and you already talked about it, so Gerard. So I said what I had to say, and like I already gave my thoughts. So you already know what I think about the whole thing. It's a bunch of really much a bunch of bullshit. Freaky, nasty type stuff. You can take however you want to take it, but like I've already given my opinion on it. Like I said, NDA deals, millions, and it's like it shouldn't have been done to begin with overall. But given that it's gone this far, I was like, should have just paid the 2 mil. That's how I look at it. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't
So
know.
yeah. Other than that, yeah. Let's end it on a
Yeah,
high note
definitely
and talk
done
about
from here. Yeah, Rumbles was good. So yeah, we're out. We'll see y'all then. Peace out.